Hey guys, after doing our reviews on the 2002 live action Scooby-Doo movie, which you should definitely check out, we thought we'd review the 2004 sequel titled Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. This review will be the spoiler one, so if you haven't watched the movie yet, watch the non-spoiler review instead, then the movie, and then come right back here. So let's go straight. Ugh, sorry. So let's get straight into it. But if you're new around here, hi, we're the Debate Hut. We do debates like who's the best Spider-Man, is Ariel a bad role model, reviews, reactions, pranks, games, and of course lots of Scooby-Doo content, reviews, and hoping to do some rankings at some point as well. So if any of this sounds interesting, make sure to subscribe and please make sure to give this video a like as well. So I'm pretty much going to repeat what I said in the non-spoiler one, but this time I can add spoilers, which is great because, what I like. So yeah, this one it's really funny. It's action-packed, it's adventurous, and if you've seen the first one, it's exactly the same. And in this one, we get to see the monsters we're familiar with, like the Black Knight, the Tar Monster, Captain Cuddler, 10,000 Volt Ghost. So all of these references from the Scooby-Doo show, it just gives it that link, and it also just makes it feel so special. And I really enjoyed just getting to see the references because I grew up watching the episodes on repeat, so it's just a way to like bring it back and just it all ties in some way. So yeah, and another thing that I liked was that we got to see the gang a lot more. In this one, there's a greater focus on Scooby and Shaggy, who want to change because they don't want to be scaredy cats anymore. And so they actually try to become real detectives. And Velma, well, she has feelings for a guy, and we see her struggle with her feelings. After all, mysteries are her mistress. But she finally decides to put herself out there, and she actually comes to the conclusion that the guy she likes, Patrick, is the bad guy. And in the end, he's not a bad guy, so they get together. So that development also just seeing like feelings as well, because normally in the shows and stuff, like we barely get to see like their feelings and stuff. Like it's really, really just focused on the show, on the mystery, and on masking who the monster is. So it in this sense, like the movies just gave them that way to bring forth the characters like personality and background and also make them stand out on their own, and they're not just who they're like, because they all have their own role. Like Scooby and Shaggy, they're the scaredy cats and they're the ones who are the bait. And then Daphne, well, she always ends up getting into some sort of trouble, and that leads to a clue. Velma like puts it all together and solves it, and Fred like is the leader and he does the traps. But in this, they're not just those roles. There are a lot more. So it was really good, and there were some like really amazing twists as well, which I never saw coming. Like the costumes, like they were being used to make the monsters. So yeah, that was really cool because they're actual real life monsters. They're not just masks. They're real life monsters, and they're being controlled by someone, Jacobo. And actually, talking about Jacobo, make sure to check out our review on the first episode from Mystery Incorporated, which is a fan service series, which I think is the best way to describe it. How would you describe
It's
it,
a
guys?
web series, I think.
Yeah, yeah, that. But yeah, it's really good. Can't wait for episode 2. And we're also constantly wondering like who it is in the movie, not in the Mystery Incorporated show. Maybe not. Because we were led to believe that Jacoby was dead and it was the reporter, and then it was Patrick. So there's constantly tons of suspects, and we're left trying to figure out who it is. So you also get to try and solve the mystery. Yeah, it's a really good live action Scooby Doo movie. I'd 100% recommend it. And there are some really funny scenes as well, like Daphne's reaction to when, because Scooby and Shaggy, after they hear all of the reports and like how they feel like they're at fault because of the whole thing, So they decide to be more like the gang, and so they wear the gang's clothes. And Scooby comes out wearing Daphne's boots, and Daphne goes, "Scooby, those boots are so last season," or something like that. She's like, no, what was it? It was, so she's like,
Yeah, it was something like that.
they don't match the jumper. They so don't go with the jumper. And then also like when they fall into the trap as well, like there's a girl who's selling cookies, and then there's a guy who's like, "Have you heard the good news?" And Scooby goes, "Yes, there's cookies." And then Daphne like saving Fred from the night as well, like that role reversal as well. That's really cool, because like, why does Fred have to be the one who saves Daphne?
Mm.
And then Scooby's dance as well. We get to see Scooby like dancing, which is crazy.
Oh yeah.
And then also like there was also a brief like flashback to when they're younger as well, which was really nice. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. So yeah.
Yeah, I really, really like this one. I loved watching it when I was young, mostly because of like the monsters. They were really cool. Like not best CGI, but they were really great. Like you love that like story about like being chased by a monster and fighting off the villains. It was great. It's really funny. So yeah, it was nice to see like more of the background with the characters like Scooby and Shaggy. They just want to put like they're more back more worthy in the gang, like not just being scaredy cat. And that makes sense. I kind of feel them, and I kind of get them. I like that they gave Velma like a love interest, because I feel like she's always been like the bookworm in the group, and like she doesn't get much like attention, and she did. It was interesting to see how she was trying to impress Patrick. Like I remember the scene when Daphne gave her a makeover and that suit. I was like, whoa! Like when you're young, you don't get like the first, but now when I see it, I'm like, whoa, what a change! But it was quite interesting to see it that way. I do like they get to show like more of like when you said with Daphne, like the roles with us, because I do feel like she's always been like a dancer in distress in the gang, but she's not. And Fred, why he's always been like he feels so confident and leader. I think in the film where he feels he's actually getting like backfired in the news, like they're twisting his words or they're making him show like he's a bit of an idiot, and I feel quite sad for him. And the most memorable parts for me, like what I remember, especially the monster attacks, like the pterodactyl in the museum, the blob monster that was very creepy with one eye and everything, and sharp teeth. She's the ghost pirate was, and that guy with the tank suit that was just racing from the lake. I'm like, oh shoot, guys, you better run. And then I think the most funny creatures were like the skeletons, the one-eyed skeletons, when they were chasing Scooby and Shaggy down the hill. That was really, really funny to watch. What else? Oh, also, I completely forgot about this, but I remember the scene where Scooby and Shaggy went down into the lab and it started drinking some potions, and they started changing. Like Scooby became, I don't know who it was, but I think Scooby became old, and then he changed into like a Looney Tunes character, and then when it came to Shaggy, I think he became really strong, and then he changed back, but he became as a woman. I'm like, what the I was not expecting that, but it was funny at the same time. It was a little bit weird because you're not sure what to expect in that scene, but it was good. It was funny. But yeah, the ending, like I had no idea. Like there was so many suspects, like the blonde hair news reporter. Like there was a possibility it was her, and it was her. And then she unmasked herself to be the man. I'm like, what? I mean, when or how? And it was strange. Like, and then they explained everything at the end, and I thought, okay, that makes sense. But yeah, it was a funny, adventurous film. I would definitely recommend it.
I feel like you guys have gone a lot into it and said most of what I could say. But just kind of going back, all the role reversals, I really loved them. Like seeing Velma have to like dress up and then the guy liking her for who she is just kind of was like, is a good thing to show kids, stuff like that. You don't have to dress up, like people will love you for who you are. Seeing Daphne not be the damsel in distress and like it can be the guy and you can save other people. Like you don't have to always be the damsel in distress. It was a very big power push for the girls there. And just having Shaggy and Scooby as their kind of like comedic relief, as they always are, but also still kind of like being a very big part of the group and still solving a lot of problems by being who they are as well. Like they didn't have to change who they were to be able to fit in and do things and help the group. And I feel like it was just a good thing. As like rewatching it now, you might not really see that as a kid, but rewatching it when you're older, you see that it's like it's not just about that, but like you all do fit in as you are. You don't have to change for other people or for how society expects you to be. So yes, amazing film. Go watch it. If you're watching the spoiler review before you've watched the film, then shame on you. Go watch the film now.
Yeah. I just remember something, two things. One, completely forgot about the electricity monster. I had no idea what it was called, but that actually freaked the hell out of me. Like, it just sounded it sounded like the clown from It, just so eerie and creepy. And second of all, was it the candy monster that was meant to be scary? And then suddenly Scooby and Shaggy... You could tell from that it was definitely a James Gunn film on that. That's our review to Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed. If you haven't seen it, then you should see it if you're watching this now. But if you still haven't, go and watch it now. It's brilliant. Not brilliant, but it's really good to watch. I'm just being exaggerated, but it is a great film to watch. Before you leave, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated with our recent videos. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram. If you do, we'll follow you back. That's a promise. Check our website. It tells information about us and like how we all began with the debate hut. And check out other videos or other reactions, reviews. We've done Disney, Marvel, and other TV shows and films. Like recently, we did Avatar, and what else did we do recently? Oh, never mind. Just check them out for yourself. If your hands are working, type them out and check. But please subscribe. It would mean a lot to us. And thank you for watching again, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.